Jenny here from Age UK Trafford. This week I'm working from home, so I'm also going to be doing the video with you from home as well. Today's video we're going to be looking at stamina, so a little bit of exercise and activity to get your heart rate raised ever so slightly and to get you feeling a little bit warmer. Now, some of the previous videos that we've done, one covers a gentle exercise. What I would suggest is that you do that gentle exercise video as a warm-up before you do this section, okay? Just to get yourself warmed up a little bit so that we're not putting too much strain on our joints and our muscles. Now, as always, we need to make sure that we're working within our own limitations. So if it's ever been advised that you need to be careful raising your heart rate too much, or that you shouldn't do certain exercises and activities, take a break, take a pause, or stop altogether. Nobody knows you better than you. We've said this in every video before, and that's really important. So we need to make sure that we've got plenty of space around us. We're going to be doing a little bit of stepping out to either side, so make sure that you're not going to bump into anybody that lives in the house with you, or bump into anything, any furniture or anything like that. Nice, loose, comfortable clothing before we start as well. And also, because we're going to be getting a little bit warmer, you may need a little bit of something to drink as well. Now, the other thing that you're going to need, but I'm not going to use, is a chair. Okay, we're going to use a chair, and I'll show you why I won't be. Okay, here's my dining room chair. Right there is a piece of furniture or piece of equipment for support. However, if I was to use the chair when I'm doing the video with you, you wouldn't be able to see an awful lot. So I'm going to move the chair to one side. However, it's really important that you use it for support. We don't want any accidents or any mishaps. So the chair will be in front of you so that you can hold it. I don't want it rocking. I want the chair to stay on the four legs that it was given. Okay, so make sure you get yourselves organised. And I'm going to move my chair to one side, but you just have to imagine that it is there, okay? Okay, so that's all the information before we start. What I want you to do now is get yourself positioned nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed. Thinking about your posture. Again, we revisit our posture all of the time. So we're standing nice and tall. We're putting our shoulders back and just relax them down as well. And we're standing with our legs and our feet about hip width apart. Now, the idea of this activity is that we try and keep moving as much as we can. So even those people sat in a chair, you keep moving. You can keep doing all of the activities that we're going to do in this video. There is no getting out of it. Okay. So first of all, we're going to start off by just doing some very light marching. Nothing too vigorous. You can put your hands and your arms, you can have them drop down and you can be doing arm swings. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. But you'll notice that we're not lifting our legs too high and we're certainly not plodding with our feet when we're placing our feet back down. Okay, so we're not doing any of this. It's very much a controlled movement. Okay, so just raising your feet a little bit off the floor. And at a nice regular pace. You don't have to keep up with my pace. You go at the rate that you need to. Okay. Now, the first interval, as we'll call them, will be a little bit of a different activity. I want you to keep moving, keep marching, and I will demonstrate the first interval. Okay, so first of all we're going to do is step forward on one leg and back to the middle. Forward and back to the middle. Now you should still be marching, there's no cheating going on, alright? We really want to get our heart rates raised, but being mindful as well. So in 3, 2, 1, let's step forward and back to the middle. Now you'll notice that I'm not stepping too far forward, because the further you step forward, the further you've got to step back to get back to the middle, okay? And we're going at a nice, easy pace. And we're trying to transfer our weight forward and backwards as well, okay? That's great. Those people sat in a chair, you can still do this activity, thinking about our posture. That's good. Keep going, we're doing really well. Nice and steady. 2 more on this leg. And then what we do on one side, we do on the other. So let's go straight into the other leg. Stepping forwards and back. Good. That's great. Good. Keep going. Good, and again, if you can't keep up or you want to go at a slightly different pace, perhaps every other step that I'm doing, that's absolutely fine. It's really good. Okay, 2 more and then straight back into your marching. Good, okay, let's do some marching again. So this time, our marching, we're lifting our legs just a little bit higher. So as if we're walking up a hill now. Not too much of a hill, just a slight incline at the moment, okay? A lot of you probably won't have been able to get out and about too much recently, so close your eyes and think of somewhere nice that you're going walking off to, okay? And again, those people sat in a chair, you can still do this, exactly the same thing. So again, we're not plodding, we're striking the floor with our toe and then our heel. Good. Okay, check either side of you before we do this one, because we're going to be stepping out to the side. Excuse me. Okay, I'll demonstrate the interval like we did before, but I want you guys to keep on moving, no cheating. Okay, and all we're going to do in 3, watch me first, 2, 1, I'm going to demonstrate. We're going to step out to the side and back to the middle. And again, we're not stepping out too far, because the further we step out, the further it is to get our leg back. But what we're also doing is changing our weight, okay? Now, you should still be marching. And we're going to pick that interval up now. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Over to the side. And you'll notice that I'm changing my weight over onto the side that I'm stepping out to. If you're able to do that, that's great. Those sat in a chair, you can still do this activity. There's no getting away with it. That's good. And again, you don't have to stay at the same rate as me. Take it nice and steady. If you need to have a drink, have a drink. Listen to your body. We're all doing really well. Good. The leg that you're standing on, try not to lock that knee out too much. Try not to have too much pressure going through that knee. We're going to do 2 more. And then we're going to come back to the middle and march a little bit. Just get ourselves set, because what we do on one side, we're going to do on the other as well. So get yourself set. And then in 3, 2, 1, over to the other side. Good. That's it. Good. So again, we're changing our weight. Over to the side and back to the middle. That's great. Well done. Doing really well. Good. If one side is harder than another, or you can't do that side, it's fine. Don't worry. Take a break, take a pause, or even have a sit down. It's not a problem. 2 more on this side, and then straight back into our marching. And last one, and back into our marching. Now this time, we're really getting towards the top of our hill now. So I want you lifting your legs a little bit higher. Just be careful, because if you've got a chair in front of you, we don't want you bashing your knees on the back of the chair, okay? So just be a bit careful. But equally, we want to try and get our legs raised that little bit higher. Good. Okay, the next interval we're going to do is tapping to the side with our toes. Okay, I'll demonstrate again. I want you to keep marching if you can. So my demonstration is tapping diagonally in front of you, just with the outside of your big toe. And you might feel a stretch at the back of your leg when you're doing this. I'll join you again with the marching. That's good. Good. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's go, our interval. So diagonally out in front of us with the side of our big toe. Good, again, not too far, because it's the further you take your leg, the further you've got to get it back. And again, those people sat on a chair can very easily adapt to doing this activity as well. Good. You might be able to feel your heart rate going a little bit, getting a little bit warmer, and that's fine. 2 more on this side. Let's go back into our marching just to set ourselves again. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go to the other side. So exactly the same, diagonally out in front with the side of our big toe. Good. That's great, we're doing really well. Good. Sure, we're getting on all right. And 2 more. Good, back into our marching. Now, we're not lifting our legs quite as high as we did before. We've come over the peak of that hill and we're on the downward slope now. Okay. So a nice steady rate to do what you can do. I'm starting to get a bit warm now. If you need to have a drink, that's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. Good. Okay, if you want to get your arms swinging whilst you're marching. Now then, the very first interval we did was stepping forwards. This time we're going to step backwards. Now, I've got a chair behind me, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful. Just check your surroundings, make sure there's nothing that you're going to bump into either. Okay, and this time I'll demonstrate, you keep marching. You're just going to step back and to the middle, back and to the middle. Keep marching. Again, those sat in a chair, you're just moving your leg backwards and to the middle. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's step back and to the middle. Again, you can change your weight onto that back leg. Good. That's great. Thinking about your posture, we've not checked our posture for a few minutes. Let's do that as well. Lots to remember. Okay, good. Good. Doing really well. 2 more on this. Okay. And let's go back into our marching just to set ourselves again in readiness for stepping back on the other leg. So again, just check your area, make sure there's nobody that's walked into the room and standing behind you or anything like that. And then in 3, 2, 1, step back on the other leg and to the middle. So again, same thing, don't step too far back. The further you go, the further you've got to get it back. Okay. No pulling the chair back on this one. The chair needs to stay nice and centred and flat. When you step back, I don't want your chair to be pulled back either. Just have to imagine my chair here. Good. Good. Okay, 2 more. And last lot of marching. So as I say, we've gone up the hill and we're really coming all the way back down now. This is our last lot of marching. You may be pleased to know. Okay, so nice and steady. We're just bringing things back down now. That's good. Okay, just another couple of seconds. And stop there. Good. Okay, take a seat, have a bit of a breather, because we've been going for a good amount of minutes there. I'm just going to have a bit of water. Okay, what I want to do before we finish on this one is just stretch those legs off. Okay, we don't want any stiffness. You may well find in the next couple of days that your legs are a little bit stiff. That's to be expected, but obviously any concerns, follow up as you would do normally. So what I want to do now, let's just finish off stretching these legs out. So we're sitting in a chair, nice and comfortable, and I want you to sit slightly towards the chair. At the moment, both my knees are bent and our feet are flat. I want you to extend one leg out so that your heel is on the floor, okay? I'll sit a little bit further back so you can see. So your heel's on the floor. Your hands, I want to go on your leg that's bent, and I want you to just pull your toes up towards you. And you should feel a stretch on the back of your leg, and that's exactly what we want. Thinking about our posture, we're not leaning over. We're thinking about our posture nice and tall. That's great. Good. And then take your toes down to the floor. See if you can get your toes flat on the floor. Okay? Good. Excellent. Really well done. Okay, you can do that as many times as you want, up to sort of 3 times on each leg. But let's swap over. So your straight leg becomes bent, your bent leg becomes straight, and your hands swap over as well. Check that posture. And again, bringing your toes up towards you so you'll feel that stretch on the back of your leg there. Okay. That's good. Just hold it there. If you feel like your leg's going to cramp for any reason, then stop. All right, that's good. Excellent. And then toes down. I'll lift my leg up so you can see, but your heels should be on the floor, just so that your toes are down if you can get them flat. Okay. That's great. So, today's video has been all about raising your heart rate, so a little bit of stamina. So, the videos that we've done so far, you can run them all separately and do individual workouts, but I would always suggest that you do that gentle exercise video just as a bit of a warm-up, and make sure you do some stretching at the end. There'll be some more videos to follow. Thank you for working out with me today, and I'll hope to see you all soon.